Welcome to Mongler Gaming with me, Mongler. So before we start today's video, I just want to apologize. I recorded this morning and I realized the audio quality was really crap. So basically I just have to narrate the whole thing. Alright, let's get right into it. So today I'll be playing Seekers of Skyveil. This is a 10-day playtest. It's running from the 10th of January until the 20th of January. And it's basically from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. PST is Northern American time. So for me in South Africa, that's basically from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m., which is not really a good time for me. I have spoken to the guys on Discord about it, and they said the next playtest will be at 24 hours, so that's good news. I saw this as an up-and-coming game on a game channel I follow, and it looked a lot like Dota or League of Legends, so it immediately piqued my interest, and as soon as the playtest was available, I was ready for it. At first glance, I looked at all the hero selections and checked their abilities and realized I don't have enough time to actually figure out exactly what each ability does. So I basically just skipped over this part and jumped in my first match. From the first screen in the game, it was kind of obvious to me that you will be joining a lobby with 2 players on your team. How big the entire lobby is of the game was unsure at this time, and I had many questions. As soon as you join a game, they basically tell you that your loadout is empty if you would like to equip anything, and this is actually very important. I only realized later. So all the gear you equip gives you either strength, power, damage or armor. And I didn't know this at first, so the little number you see underneath my character, which currently is sitting at 100 initially, and then it bumps up. The higher that number is, it's basically your gear number, and that becomes really important later on. Searching for a lobby takes on average about 4 minutes, and while I was searching for a lobby, I was clicking on any available button. As you go into the game, you get 2 random teammates, and then you're basically in just like a little waiting room, running around with other players that's also in the game. At this stage, I didn't know they are other players, but I think I did figure it out. Once in the game, the first thing that was a bit weird for me is that you run around with WASD. You're running around and then you use your mouse for attacks, and then there are other shortcuts for special abilities like Q, E and R. So it's different than Dota and League of Legends, where usually you move with the mouse. So the way I understand the game works, it's a smallish map with a lot of creeps and a lot of items to loot. You can get keys to open special crates, and then at the end of it all you have to extract successfully. Bear in mind there's other players on the map and they are very dangerous. So this being my first match, we just ran around. I basically followed the other players, just assuming they played longer than me. I only played the last hour of the playtest, and this was my first match. So yes, I just followed them and we looted up, we killed some creeps, and we came to a part which I first assumed was just stronger creeps, like almost bosses. And then at some point I also thought was that maybe other players. But looking back at it, I think that was basically just bosses. So when you die the first time, you're basically just like downed, and then one of your teammates can pick you up. If the timer runs out, then you're dead. So when I died, I actually just spectated my teammates, and now looking back at it, I think there was a team of 3 guys that attacked us actually after we encountered the bosses. And yeah, so I just spectated because I just was curious on what's going to happen to my teammates. Unfortunately, we couldn't extract. At this point, I was slightly demotivated, but I was also excited to try again, and also slightly confused. The reason I was slightly demotivated while watching my teammates, I was thinking that if that was other players, how could they be so much stronger than us? But also us being new players, so I was actually thinking more in the lines of if there should be like a skill-based matchmaking. So I did take it up with the guys in the Discord server, and they did say that this is a playtest, and it's totally understandable. But in the future there will be a map for newbies, and there will be different maps for higher skill level players. So at the end of the day, it all makes sense. After the first game was completed, and I was slightly confused still, I noticed a glitch. I wanted to change my seeker, and just watch what happens. It was just auto-randomizing for me. So I also took this up with the guys in Discord and say this bug has already been reported and will be worked on for future updates. It's actually funny looking back at it now, the same thing was happening to my teammates. We were forced to go into the second game with a random seeker. Spoiler alert, we could also not extract. So just a few things while the game is playing in the background. We learned how to use potions and bandages. It's actually very straightforward as you pick them up from chests. Also in this first lobby screen, you can actually see the gear rating of the other players in the lobby. And the higher the number, the stronger they will be. So you actually know exactly who you matched up with. The only thing I'm still unsure about is if you all have to extract at the same time or if you can extract at different times. All I know is that the timer runs out and tells you extraction within a certain time. Hopefully in playtest number 2 I'll figure that out. So in the second round we came across, I think it was definitely a player, a very sneaky player. I don't know if this person came in solo. At first I thought we are 3 against 1, so I thought the odds were against him. I was greatly mistaken. Just look at all the damage he has done to me in this short period of time. That guy came back and defeated us all. One of my teammates did survive, so he ran away and then he came back. I think it was the portal for extraction, and at the portal of extraction the same guy killed him. So that only left me with time for the final round before the playtest was over for the day. So for my third and final round, I could at least choose my seeker. I chose June. He's quite an interesting character. It's my favorite so far, although I've only played 3 different characters. I like the fact that he's ranged, he's got guns, and his abilities are quite strong. So for the third round we did the same thing that we typically do, and guess what? We encountered very strong players that annihilated us. Since I enjoyed playing with June, I decided to take June again for the final round. At first I was scared. I thought I went in solo because I didn't have two teammates next to me, but luckily two teammates came in with me. Before I close out this video, I just want to give a massive shout out to the developers and everybody who made Seekers of Skyveil a possibility, and it's an amazing job. Thanks guys, and it breathes a breath of fresh air into the gaming industry at this time. I can't wait to see further updates and future playtests, and even just an official release like that. That will be so amazing. If you're interested in the game, I highly advise you join the playtests, jump on the Discord server, and just have a good old time. So for the final match, we got killed by the AIs. It was so unfortunate the way it ended. Both my teammates was down. I had to pick them up, and as I was picking one up, I could see I'm not gonna make it. But alright, thanks guys, thanks for watching, and I'll keep you posted. I might play a few more playtests. I'm gonna be away for a while, so I might not be able to play every day, but I'll keep you posted, and thanks for watching. Cheers.